The stench of diesel and splintered applewood slapped me awake at dawn, like a bad dream that wouldn't quit. There they were, concrete trucks rumbling across my 47-acre haven, pouring foundations for luxury condos that nobody asked for. Least of all me, the guy with the deed dating back to 61. And waving from her white Lexus like it was a parade? Darlene Pritchett, HOA President Extraordinaire, the self-appointed guardian of community standards, who'd just forged her way into my life and onto my land. My name's Mitch Kowalski, 52, retired civil engineer, back in Pinewood Springs after losing my wife to a 4-year cancer battle that taught me patience is a weapon. I'd moved into Grandpa's old farmhouse 18 months ago, seeking solace in the overgrown pastures, the pine-scented north woods, and that apple orchard he planted in 43 after the war. It wasn't much, 47 acres of quiet memories, but it was mine, clear title and all. Grandpa used to say, "Land don't lie, Mitch. People do." Boy, was he right. Pinewood Springs was one of those mid-sized mountain towns where folks from California fled the rat race, only to bring their entitlement along, griping when the local diner shut at 4 p.m. sharp. Next door, Willow Creek Estates sprouted in 2019. 120 gated homes, HOA fees that could buy a yacht, and rules so nitpicky they made prison look lax. Darlene Pritchett ruled it all from her McMansion throne. White Lexus with community-first vanity plates. Ironic, considering her idea of community was everyone bowing to her whims. Helmet hair that screamed, "I tip my stylist in judgment." Designer athleisure tighter than her grip on power, and a smile that said, "Bless your heart," while plotting your downfall. She wasn't elected so much as she volunteered and scared off challengers with passive-aggressive newsletters about upholding standards. 6 months after I settled in, she cornered me at the corner cafe, sliding into my booth uninvited like she owned the vinyl. "Mitch, darling," she cooed, voice dripping saccharine. "We're all so worried about your property. It's a bit unkempt, attracts wildlife. Coyotes, you know? Ever think of selling? We'd make it worth your while, for the greater good." I set my mug down with a thud that echoed my mood. "Not for sale, Darlene. It's family land." Her smile froze, eyes narrowing like I'd insulted her potluck casserole. "Well, standards must be maintained. For everyone's sake." 2 weeks later, code enforcement rolled up, Old Earl, the inspector who'd seen more BS than a fertilizer salesman. He poked around with his clipboard, found zip. "Anonymous tip," he muttered, eyeing the fancy gates next door. "Debris, structures, total nonsense." "You're good, Mitch." I didn't push, figuring small-town tyrants like Darlene burned out eventually. Big mistake. I took off for 2 weeks in late March, scattering my wife's ashes in Yellowstone as she'd always dreamed. The mountains there humbled you, wind howling like it carried secrets. Back home, my land looked invaded. 43 survey stakes stabbing the earth, orange tape flapping like warning flags. Called the number, Denver surveying firm. "Oh, Kowalski?" "Yeah, Willow Creek HOAs disputing boundaries." "Dispute?" I dug out the deed under Grandpa's scorching brass lamp. Every line crystal clear since 61. Reconfirmed in 87. No ambiguity, just Darlene's manufactured drama. I rang her up. "Mitch, sweetie, it's routine," she purred. "Our lawyer spotted plat discrepancies. Think of the community progress." "No discrepancies," I shot back. "This is my land." Pause. Then ice. "Courts will decide. Have a blessed day." Click. Hired my own surveyor, $3, $200 down the drain, to confirm the obvious. Sent her certified proof. Crickets for 3 weeks. Thought she'd folded. Then dawn broke with that diesel reek. Stumbled out in my robe, coffee sloshing, staring at bulldozers gutting Grandpa's orchard. Trees cracking like bones, roots ripping free. 80 years of history turned to mulch. 3 dozers, 2 concrete trucks. Crew in hard hats acting like it was their backyard barbecue. Fog clung low, amplifying the violation. Shouted at the foreman. He cupped his ear. "Can't hear ya." Classic paid ignorance. Stormed the site trailer, dew-soaking my slippers. There sat Randall Pritchett, Darlene's hubby, golf tan developer with blueprints sprawled like conquest maps. "Mitch, coffee run?" He grinned, all chummy. "You're trespassing." I growled. He leaned back, smug as a cat in cream. Actually, HOA claimed adverse possession 2 weeks back. Limbo since '98. Fixing an old mix-up. My fists clenched. That's not how it works. Needs 20 years open use. Your HOA's barely 5. He chuckled. Call the cops. Oh right, Sheriff Danny? My Thursday golf buddy. Good luck. Called anyway. Dispatcher. Deputy when available. For hours later, a green deputy fidgeted. I deeds and permits. Mumbled. Civil matter. Get a lawyer. Randall smirked from the doorway. That's when it clicked. Power doesn't play fair. It rewrites the board mid-game. Drove to county records, mind racing through old engineering law knowledge. Adverse possession? Bogus. HOA too new for the 20-year clock. Clerk Diane, glasses chained like lifelines, pulled files. Honey, this claims HOA used your land since 2004 recreation. Fake as monopoly money. Printed the forgeries. $7 for proof of my own screwing. Next day, slapped up a fake stop work order. Crew laughed. Cute pops. By dusk, trenches gaped. Orchard gone. Found Grandpa's journal in the muck. Torn pages of 61 surveys. Dreams smeared in diesel. Sat on a dirt mound. Rage boiling like at my wife's funeral. Helpless fury at destroyers too blind to care. That night, in the dark farmhouse, her whisper echoed. You fix the unfixable, Mitch. Decided then. Not just stop him, expose them so they couldn't scam another soul. Neighbor Hep called. Tobacco drawl. Watched all day through binocs. That Lexus lady in heels on mud? City idiots. Hired attorney Elena Vasquez next morn. Tesla sleek. Mid-40s shark. Walked the site. Brazen fraud. We win. But, hearings 3 weeks. They'll finish first. Stomach sank. Screwed. She grinned sharp. Not with lease pendens, files suit pending, poison's title. Banks flee, buyers bolt. Build all they want. Sell nothing. Filed from my kitchen over burnt coffee. First win. Darlene showed 2 days later, yoga pants perfect. Concern scripted. I filmed covertly. Mitch, this suit's so embarrassing. Our project's jobs? Taxes. Progress. You're stalling over nostalgia. My land, Darlene. 61 title. Sigh. We've invested millions. Your shack and ghosts? Judge knows real value. Handed countersuit envelope. $500,000 for interference. Porch red in swelter. Attrition war. Elena. They bet you'll broke first. But I had time, grit, and lessons from loss. Quitting slow death. Library dove 4 days. Slow net at home. Unearthed perchet scams. Nevada, Arizona, Texas. Boundaries disputed. Owners bankrupted out. Called Nevada's Mike Brennan. Shaky voice. They stole our ranch. Carol stroked from stress. Don't let M. Promised. Burn M public. Hap texted 2 a.m. They're night shifting. Greedy never sleep. Replied. Me neither. Darlene nuked Thursday. Op-ed in Gazette. Selfish hoarder halts homes. Painted me bitter widower. Grief-crazed. Blocking family housing. Read. Ritzy condos. Mention wife's death like ammo. Facebook blue. Dog pick strangers psychoanalyzing me. Eminent domain him. Move on from dead wife jerk. Hardware store Dale averted eyes. Business Mitch. Coffee shop Yogi. My kid needs housing. Walked mid-explain. Isolation hit hard, not loneliness but exile. Elena. Smear tactic. But town turned. Then Hap. HOA meeting leaked. Darlene's pushing vote. Infiltrated as guest. Room packed. Darlene presiding like queen. This expands values. For all. Gwen. Neighbor. On stolen land? Darlene. Disputed, dear. Community first. Murmurs. I stood. Fraudulent claim. Check records. Darlene flushed. Outburst. Security. But seeds sown, doubts sprouted. Dug deeper. Found 1998 county letter to Grandpa. Boundary confirmed. No error. Gold. Hired PI Trevor. Unearthed surveyor bribes. Randall's perjury prep. Building inspector buddy. Permits forged. Shutting site. Crew halted mid-pour. Darlene raged in newsletter. Sabotage by sore loser. Town split. Some defended progress. Others smelled rot. Jamal, reporter, called. Story. Fed him dirt. His piece. HOA fraud exposed? Views exploded. Darlene countered. Fake news. We're victims. But cracks showed. HOA emails leaked, her dictating smears. Make him look unstable. One read. Laughed bitter. Her mask slipping, ludicrous in desperation. Leo Tang intensified when she sued for slander, claiming my lies tanked sales. Elena, desperate. We countered with evidence pile. Town buzzed. Coffee shop whispers flipped. Darlene's shady? Hardware Dale. Sorry, Mitch. Didn't know. Hap. She's unraveling like cheap yarn. Darlene door knocked, pleading. Withdraw, Mitch. For harmony. Harmony? You bulldozed my trees. Her eyes wild. Progress demands sacrifice. Mia peeked at HOA forum. She ranted about standards, but tripped on bylaws. Unauthorized spends. Phil, treasurer. You blew $140K without vote. Room erupted. Rogue queen. She stammered. Authority grants. Cut off. No, ego does. He built, her poise crumbling, exposed as bully in pearls. Court day would polish, sweat stink. Judge Brandt. No nonsense. Proceed. Opposing lawyer Kraus oozed. Genuine dispute. Good faith. Presented fake survey. Elena sliced. Surveyor unlicensed. Till 03. Impossible 98 review. Ariel's my survey boom. Called Randall. Reviewed 98 records? Relied on pros. So, unresolved? Yes. Elena dropped bomb. Exhibit G. 98 letter confirming no error. Kraus paled. Judge. Perjury, Mr. Pritchett. Darlene jumped. Our surveyor said. Sit. Injunction granted. Claims dismissed. Sanctions pending. DA referral. Outside, Jamal's cam. Feels? Not me. Stops their scams. Darlene fled side door. Shrunken. HOA emergency. Packed. Chaotic. Phil. 180K liens. 85K bills. 200K sanctions. $4. 100 per house. Detonation. You kidding? Darlene. Temporary bias judge. Gwen. You lied. Marcus. Ruined our equity. Phil. Unauthorized fees violation. Darlene. Presidential power. Rogue. Vote. Board ousted. 87 yes. She slunk out to media frenzy. Jamal's report viral. Patterns. Interviews. Memes of Randall blaming help. For sale sign up, trucks packing. Gwen brought settlement. Drop claims, $35,000 costs. Apology. Plaque. For standing up. Grandpa's name too. Hug tight. Judge hammered. $127,000 personal sanctions. Non-dischargeable. Pritchett bankrupt. Assets auctioned. Site restored, Prairie reborn. Kraus suspended. Surveyors busted. Darlenis fled Florida. Randall janitor boss, her ghosted. No gloat. But prevention? Sweet. Barbecue for allies. 60 folks. Bluegrass. Hope scent. Land became conservation meadow. Gardens, trails, scholarship. First winner, Marcus's kid. Laws protect powerless if fought. Annual harvest. 800 attendees. Speech. Fraud almost won. Refusal changed it. Planted sapling. Buried mementos. They tried erasing us. Taught why fight. That night. Montana call. Eminent domain scam. Help? Notebook ready. Start beginning. Fights endless. But refusal wins. So, was Darlene the real victim of progress? Or just a Karen who finally got checked? Drop your take below. Did justice go too far or not far enough?